So we've been practicing even more with our iPhones, becoming really confident. I hope you're getting some great results now. Like I say, this is good fun for me too. Hopefully, if you're now learning from this, it means this is working for me too. Being able to give you information on what you can do to get the better results for your photographs. I just want to talk about something now that's a little bit more technical, but it's still very, very easy to do, particularly on modern phones, to take photographs and getting some depth to your photographs. So, for instance, if you're into gardening or you're out for a walk, you've some nice flowers or leaves and things you want to get in the foreground, corn heads on when you're out in the fields, you can actually bring your phone in really, really close to these things. You'll notice maybe when you first do this, the background will be out of focus. Don't worry about that. Your phone will try and focus on what it thinks you want to photograph. No, actually, I'm interested in the flower head, thank you very much. So as in the photographs that was just showing you here now, it's in the little video, what you do is literally move your phone in close to the subject matter, click on the screen to the thing that you want to photograph, so the flower head, so put your finger lightly onto the screen and you'll see the focus pull in onto that flower head. That's what you want to photograph, and then take your photograph. You'll notice the background goes a real nice sort of soft, bubbly, nice background. I say it just becomes an effect in the background. It also gives you some depth, and it's called depth of field, depth of focus, as us photographers call it. So, but if you then click onto the background, you'll notice that the background comes into focus and the foreground suddenly becomes all fuzzy and actually not that interesting. So again, click back onto the foreground and your image now that you want now becomes back in focus. So let's say that's a real good way of creating depth with your photographs. I've also got another example here. I've got my trusty assistant, our puppy Connie, our Maltese puppy. There's a photograph I've taken of her here. She kindly posed for me. So we did a photograph of her in focus. You can see all the detail, all the hairs off her chin and around her face, hairs everywhere. So in nice focus. And then I click onto the background, and now the background's in focus, and guess what? I've got a blurred dog. So just click your finger back onto the screen again, and your dog will now come back into focus, or your subject matter. What we do tend to find is with a lot of cameras, when they're set on auto, they will focus in on where most of the highlights are, and particularly if there's something with a lot of detail in the background, like branches of a tree or fence posts, things like that, the most random stuff that you're really not interested in, your camera will try and focus on that because it sees it. It's trying to work out what you want. So what you've got to do is say to your camera, no, I'm not interested in that. I want this bit to be in focus. You have control of that. And again, it's just you working the camera rather than the camera actually working you. It's a tool for your creativity. And like I say, if you just get used to using this depth of focus, it holds a whole new dimension to your photography.